Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Daniel Bridge. Today we're going to be going over 3 different exercises that can really help to stabilize and strengthen your low back. Before I get into those, we want to talk about how is it that some certain low back injuries occur. And one of those is by having a weak core. We're out playing sports, we make a sharp motion, or even just stepping off the curb, and we jar our low back. If our core doesn't activate in time, those muscles don't tighten up, we're going to get a lot of extra motion there. If it's bad enough, you can sprain ligaments, you can strain those muscles, and even injure your disc. So it's really important that we have a strong core, one that's going to kick in time to stabilize our low back. A man by the name of Stu McGill, he has a PhD and he's pretty much dedicated his life to studying, understanding, and fixing the low back. And he's come up with some really great exercises. He's honed in on them, they're very well researched, and he has his big 3 exercises that he recommends for low back. By doing these, not only are we going to be able to strengthen our back and feel better, that's going to help us to prevent a lot of these injuries. And in certain situations when you already have an injury, you have low back pain, by doing these wisely, slowly, not pushing it, you can really even take away some of that pain that you're dealing with. So these big 3 exercises, we're going to start with one called the bird dog. So the bird dog, you're going to get down on all 4s, and you're going to stick out an arm and an opposite leg. So I'm going to start with the right side arm. Right arm, left leg, and you want them to be parallel to the floor. Then you're going to switch. Okay, so there I just did 1. And you want to do 3 sets of 10 a day. If that's too much at the beginning, I would start with 3 sets of 5 and just slowly build your way up there. Okay, that's going to help to strengthen your low back, but also your upper back, your whole back. When you do that motion, you're strengthening your whole back. So next we're going to go over the side bridge. So for a side bridge, you're going to just lay down on your side. Your elbow, you want it to be right under your shoulder, and you're going to bring those hips up so that you're in a straight line from your chest all the way down your leg. You don't want your hips to dip down to the ground. You don't want to hike that hip up. You can see I'm shaking because I haven't done a lot of this lately, which means I need to. But you just want to be in that straight line. Okay, so you're obviously going to want to do that on each side, left side, right side, and start with whatever you can do. 10 seconds, 15 seconds doesn't sound like a lot, but that's where you're at, and that's perfectly fine. You just want to slowly work your way up, maybe to 45 seconds or a minute. Now, if you can't do that side bridge that I showed you, what you can actually do is a modified side bridge where you curl your legs up like that, and you go off the knee. So here I am, the same motion, same straight line, and you can still get a really good workout doing that. So the last thing we're going to go over is the curl up. So the traditional sit-up is what most people think of when they're talking about strengthening their abs. For some people, that's fine. It's not going to hurt your low back, but we're finding more and more that actually creates quite a bit of strain on your low back, on your intervertebral discs, and it can hurt, and it can even damage a disc potentially. So he's developed a way that you can actually still activate your abs without putting so much compression and pressure on your low back. He calls it the curl up. So for a curl up, you're going to lay flat on your back, and you're going to bring this leg up. Okay? Your hands, you want them to go under the small of your back. You want to keep that arch in your back to a certain extent. You don't want a flat back when you're doing this. And you're going to activate your abs, and you're going to pick your head and shoulders up off the ground. Now, what you don't want is you don't want your chin to poke way up, and I might have had a little bit of that, which once again, these are some things that I myself need to work on. But you want that to be straight as you're engaging those abs. So those are 3 pretty simple workouts. You don't need any special equipment. You can do those at home. And once again, not only can this potentially prevent a low back injury, but even if you have one, it might be able to help strengthen that area and help with some of that pain. So get to work. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. Make sure to subscribe.